Coming off another winning weekend, let's cure those Monday blues and talk some more baseball. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven. Hope everyone had a great weekend out there. We are back to the grind with some more MLB talk. What a crazy weekend it was with things like the Angels sweeping the Dodgers. That was crazy. Was nice to see my Mariners sweep the Padres. But either way, we had a profitable weekend. We will go over that in the recap in just a little bit. But no NBA games today, as most of you guys know, so it's just MLB. Of course, any graphics you see in this video or other videos are from an app called OUTLIER, the best betting research tool on the market today. Click that link below in the description. You get a 7-day free trial. Give it a shot for yourself. So let's get into it. That means it's MLB fun fact time. It is a very, very recent MLB fun fact. The Diamondbacks were 151-0 in their franchise history when scoring 12-plus runs until Saturday, when they lost to the worst team in Major League history, possibly, and the Colorado Rockies. And that was the game I had Zach Gallen to record a win, of course, but he wasn't good anyways. But either way, that's an interesting fact that just happened over the weekend. But in this video, we're going to recap that weekend, and we're going to go over the good and bad hitter matchups today. And then it's every other Monday, so we're going to talk the aces of bases, the total bases leaders in the last couple of weeks, and then give you the pitcher K matchups, the entire pitcher report, and then we'll finish it off, of course, with the best bets and the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Come join this awesome community. But I'm ready to get it rolling. And that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. The full MLB recap from the weekend. We start with Friday. It was 2 and 3 day, but it was break-even day because we hit our only one unit play. Corbin Burns to record a win. Gotta love that. Nats didn't get it done in the first 5. Ranger Suarez and the Phillies got it done thanks to a late Phillies comeback. And then Chris Sale under 17.5 outs. It was our underdog play, plus 135. But he just absolutely mowed down the Boston Red Sox. Smith and Machado 1+ hit each. I broke Machado's 14-game hitting streak. Thank you. That is the second 14-game hitting streak I have broken, with the other one being Zach Neto. Saturday, it was a 1 and 2 day, a small losing day because we had a push. A's were tied 0-0 after the first 5 innings, but Sandy Alcantara plus 115, nice winner there. Didn't really come close. Zach Gallen to record a win. That's the one. They were up 4 and the bullpen blew it for him, but I'm not going to sit here and complain because Zach Gallen was not very good. Let's just face it. And then Wood and Ohtani, 1+ hit each. Guess what I did? I bet Shohei Ohtani to get a hit when he went 0 for 6. That's something, huh? That's crazy. Anyways, I don't know what else to say. James Wood got it done. But then we go to Sunday. We had a nice, simple. I was busy on Sunday. Didn't have a lot of time to research. But we gave out 2 winners, and one of them was a 1-unit play in that team total parlay. So we hit our only 2 1-unit plays on the weekend. Shane Baz over 16.5 outs. He was not very good, and the coach just let him out there, and he somehow went 6 innings. We got the job done. Team total parlay, thank you, Will Smith, and for getting jiggy with it. I mean, a 3-run bomb to get the Dodgers to 4 runs and the Tigers to 3 runs. I had over 2.5 for the Tigers, over 3.5 for the Dodgers. I needed every bit of the alt lines for both of them. But either way, 2-0 day there. We won some money. We are now down only 1 unit on the year. It is time. That's right. These first couple months are winding down. It is now time to take off. But been on a nice little run here in the last week or so. So let's keep it rolling today. But there's all the breakdown of the game bets, pitcher props, hitter props, all that kind of stuff. So that's what we got for the recap. Now let's talk the hitter matchups. All right, we got 13 of these good hitter matchups today for you, starting with Jose Ramirez, 7 for 22 with a bomb off Bailey Uber Eats. And then Spencer Steer, 6 for 16 with a home run off Keller. And we got some Dodgers, guys, against Brandon Pfaadt. Pfaadt pitched good against them last time, not too long ago. But Freddie Freeman, 5 for 13. You see Mookie Betts down there, 5 for 12. Over there on the right side, Will Smith, 3 for 8. And then Michael Conforto, who just sucks this year, let's be honest. 3 for 9, though, 2 home runs off of him. So got some good Dodger matchups here today, as well as Kike Hernandez on the right. I missed 3 for 8 with a home run as well. And then you see Nico Horner. How about Matt Chapman, 5 for 9 with a home run off Chris Bubich. That's not too bad at all either. So that's all the good hitter matchups. Take a screenshot. Now let's check out the bad hitter matchups. Bryce Harper, how about 5 for 27 with 7 Ks off Freeland? How does that even make sense? But you can go down to Kyle Schwarber. How about 2 for 15 with 7 Ks versus Freeland? Again, Freeland's not a very good pitcher, and it's in Coors Field, so this does not mean you have to fade them. These are just the numbers that we cannot avoid. It's crazy. But then you go over there on the right side, McCutchen, 2 for 12 with 5 Ks. And then you go down to Alec Boehm, another Philly, 2 for 11 with 3 Ks off Kyle Freeland. So just some shocking numbers there. And then you see Ellie Daly Cruz, 2 for 11, not terrible, 3 Ks versus Mitch Keller. So that's what we got. Oh, I forgot to say, I have to. Javi Baez, On the left side, how about 3 for 26 with 14 strikeouts against Sonny Gray? Obviously, Baez in much better form this year than he has been in the last couple of years, but that's not good at all. That's for sure. But that's what we got for the hitter matchups. Now let's talk the aces of bases. All right, here is page one for the total bases leaders, and these are in the last 15 days. Shohei Ohtani, remember that guy that went 0 for 6 for me when I bet him? He is blowing away the competition with 51 total bases in the last 15 days. Second place, how about 37? CJ Abrams and Freddie Freeman. CJ Abrams starting to swing a hot bat this season. Freddie Freeman, 37. We know all about him. Hunter Goodman of the Rockies, 34. Other than that, not too many big surprises. PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, we have not talked about a lot on the channel. He has been one heck of a player lately. My goodness. The chatter of him as in the MVP talk is definitely there. But you see Devers there swinging a hot bat with Jose Ramirez, Bobby Witt, all that kind of stuff. So that's page one. Let's take a look at page two now. Jackson Holiday, the youngsters, swinging the bat well. 32 total bases. Judge, no surprise. Actually, kind of a letdown for him at 32. Elliot Ramos, Jordan Beck, another Colorado Rocky. And then you go all the way down to Andy Pajes for the Dodgers, 31. Kyle Schwarber, and then you got a little five-way tie at 27 total bases. So, or at 30 total bases. Sorry, I don't know why I said 27. But either way, that's what we got for the total bases leaders. Now, let's talk some strikeouts. All right, we have just one good pitcher strikeout matchup, and even that one comes with some warnings, but then we'll talk about some other high K pitchers as well. Christopher Sanchez, the lefty at Colorado. That's right, Rockies' third highest K percentage versus lefties in the last 3 weeks, 28.1%. It is high, there's no doubt about it. Sanchez, 52 Ks in 43.1 innings. In his first start versus Colorado earlier this year, he had 7 strikeouts, but he did play them in Coors Field. Again, Coors Field is a different animal, and he had 2 strikeouts in that one. So, obviously that's one of the warnings you have right here. So also his home K rate, 33.9%. Road K rate only 16.9. Smaller sample size still at this point of the year, but that's one of the warnings because now he's on the road. And like I said, Sanchez only had 2 Ks in last season in Coors Field, and 10 and 7 in the last 2 in Philadelphia. So you can tell it's made a big difference. Some pitchers, you saw Nick Pivetta, he struggled his whole career in Coors Field, and what does he do? He gets rocked again in Coors Field. So not saying that's going to happen here, but just wanted to point that out. He has a higher K rate versus righties, 29.4% compared to 25.5% against lefties. Now, some other high K pitcher matchup or pitchers today in general that weren't great matchups, but Ben Brown at Miami. This one was really close to making it. Marlins 12th highest K rate versus righties in the last 3 weeks, 22%. Brown has 5+ Ks in 7 of 8 starts. Again, he did just face the Marlins like last week or something like that. And so just something to keep in mind, facing a lineup for the second time. Chris Bubich at the Giants. Giants 14th highest K rate versus lefties last 3 weeks, so about average. 23.6%. Bubich has been inconsistent though this year. 4, 3, 7, and 9 Ks in the last 4 starts. And then the other lefty on the other side. We got 2 guys who can miss some bats in that game. Robbie Ray versus those Royals. Royals 20th highest K rate versus lefties last 3 weeks, 21.1%. Ray has 8+ Ks in 4 of his last 6 starts, looking much better than before at the earlier part of the season. So that's what we got for the strikeouts. Now let's take a look at the pitcher report. All right, here are the first 6 matchups of the day. If you're new to the channel, we do this every single day. We want to give you all the numbers for all the pitchers, help you save some time, help get you into your betting research and all that. But we have expected ERA. All the averages are on the bottom as well, 2025 averages now, so you have something to compare it to. But we start with Nick Lodolo versus Mitch Keller. Lodolo's been shaky lately, giving up 22 hits in his last 16.2 innings, and that was to the White Sox, the struggling Braves offense, and the Nationals. Facing Mitch Keller, coming off a season-high 8 Ks. Guess why? I had his under Ks at 4.5. What a bet. Then we got Ben Brown, inconsistent, just gave up 5 earned runs to this Miami team. Like I mentioned, he did just pitch against them. 5 earned runs to Miami and San Francisco combined. 0 earned runs versus Milwaukee before that. 6 earned runs to Phillies before that. As you can see, he's up and down. He's got the swing and miss stuff, 26.2%, one of the highest, if not the highest K rate in the on the slate today. And then Cabrera, that's right, Edward Scissorhands. Command was better in the last 2 starts with just 1 walk in each game, and that is the key for him because he had 11 walks in the first 4 starts. And then we moved to Kodai Senga versus Hunter Dobbins. We will talk about that game a little bit later in those pitchers. And then we got Colton Gordon, everyone's favorite pitcher. He's thrown 4.1 innings. He had his MLB debut last start, I believe. He got rocked in it, 7 hits allowed, 3 earned runs. Not rocked, but it wasn't great. 3 Ks versus the Royals. Going up against Pepe Le Pew, who's looked pretty good. You see that 3.6 expected ERA. And then we got Logan Allen versus Uber Eats. Uber Eats giving up 7 total earned runs in the last 5 starts. 3 earned runs last start, but just 2 hits and 3 walks. So it wasn't like he was getting hit around or anything. So advantage Minnesota, obviously. as their long winning streak finally got snapped. And then Luis Castillo of the Mariners, only 3 road starts so far. He's a guy, if you want to tail him, you usually want to tail him at home in Seattle, but he is going up against the White Sox. Davis Martin, who's been hit and miss this season, giving up 7+ hits now in 3 straight games. So that's what we got for the first 6 matchups. Let's look at page 2 now. And we start with Dean Kramer versus Quinn Priester. Kramer giving up 4+ earned runs now in 3 of 5 starts. That Baltimore rotation is just so bad. It is so bad. Gibson pitched today, gave up 1,000,000 runs in the first, and got designated for assignment after the game. It's just been so ugly in Baltimore. Anyways, Quinn Priester, 21 walks and 23 Ks. Not a good ratio, by the way. TBD for Detroit. I don't see a pitcher as of recording this going up against Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray has the advantage over TBD without a doubt. But Gray is coming off his worst start of the year. 7 earned runs and 8 hits allowed at Philly. Obviously, Philly a tough matchup. But Detroit has a pretty good offense as well. Sanchez, we talked a little bit about on the K's, going up against Kyle Freeland, who's given up 3+ earned runs now in 7 of 9 starts. And then Bubic versus Ray, a good battle of the lefties who can swing and get some swing and miss. 25.6%, 26.4 on the K rate. Robbie Ray, you always know you got to deal with those walks. 12% walk rate there. And then we go down to Soriano and Gin and Tonic. Soriano been decent this year. The last 3 starts have included a 6-inning shutout and a 7-inning shutout against the Padres and the Tigers. So he can get hit. Obviously, you see that 9.2 hits, especially when he loses his command. But he also has had some good games. And then Brandon Pfaadt versus Nick Nack Paddywhack. Pfaadt been up and down this year. Last 3 starts, struggled versus San Fran. Then shut out the Dodgers. That's right. And now he's facing them again here. And then he got rocked by Philly. So we'll see. He's got the potential, but he has a 3.73 ERA, but he has a 5.62 expected ERA. It is not pretty. And then Knack, he got rocked by the A's last start with 5 earned runs allowed. Another guy who's up and down, been inconsistent. So that's what we got for all 12 matchups today and all the research help. Now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Fenway Park, where the Red Sox host the New York Mets. Mets on the money line -142, Red Sox on the money line +120 with a total of 9 runs. We're starting the week out with an underdog. We've been successful with these this season. Again, you win 1 of every 2, and you're going to be profitable. Let's stay hot, though. Give me the Red Sox on the money line, +120 on FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a half-unit play for me here. Let's get another plus money winner. Like I said, we've done this before, and in fact, we did it in the exact same spot last time. The Phillies coming off Sunday Night Baseball last week. We took the Cardinals, and they won at nice plus money, 3-2 after that. We're going to fade a team off Sunday Night Baseball here again. It's something I look for every Monday. It's not an automatic bet, but it is something I look at. Mets are now coming off a big Subway Series versus the Yankees last night, and have to travel now over to Boston. It's going to be a tough spot. It usually is a tough spot. Usually see offenses kind of struggle here. Red Sox played a day game yesterday at home. Don't have to travel. So it's just a much better spot here. That's one reason why I like this. Starting pitcher matchup, Kodai Senga versus Hunter Dobbins. I know you're thinking, how is he going to tell me that Hunter Dobbins is better than Senga? I am not. He is obviously not better than Senga. He's a stud, but he's only given up 5 earned runs this year, but he's due to get scored on a little bit. You saw his ERA around 1. His expected ERA is 3.5 for a reason. He has left on base percentage of 87.2%. He is leaving almost 90% of runners on base, 91st percentile. Again, some of that's because he's a good pitcher, obviously, but that is a very high number. He hasn't had that in his career. That will go down a little bit. There will be a timely hit or two here that will score some runs because he's, like I said, 5 earned runs all year. That's not going to stick, especially for a guy whose K rate, it's above average. It's nothing special, though. It's not the same as last year, and he also struggles with his command a little bit. In fact, he's a pitcher who's below average in chase rate, hard hit, ground ball rate. So he does have some holes here, especially struggling versus lefties. 253 average against, not terrible, but it's not great. He has a 171 average against in righties with a 237 on base. Like I said, against lefties, 253 average, 356 on base percentage. That's pretty good. 368 slugging. So there are some lefties in the Red Sox lineup that, I think can do damage, that we need to do damage, honestly. Jarren Duran, Rafael Devers, and Wilyer Abreu, 3 of the top, 4 or 5 hitters in this lineup. And then we got Hunter Dobbins. Hasn't looked bad so far, but it's not elite, obviously, but he's a rookie. Expected ERA not far off from Senga's, just under 4. He's much better command. He has an elite 3.4% walk rate. He is a guy who's going to pound the zone. He's been getting hit up a little bit. Last start was he faced a ton of lefties in Detroit. It was not a good matchup for him, and he does struggle a little bit more against lefties. So obviously he's going to have to deal with Lindor, Soto, and Brandon Nimmo are 3 of the better lefty bats in this lineup. We'll see if Soto can do anything. He hasn't had a great season coming off a big emotional series, but he's going to have to get through those. It's not going to be easy, obviously. But if he can just kind of keep them in the game, that's where we're at with these underdog plays. If it's 2-1 after 5, even if they're trailing, I still feel decent about it because then we kind of move to the bullpens and Stanek and Brazoban of the Mets, 2 straight days they won't be available, or at least Brazoban's been 2 straight days. Stanek threw a lot of pitches yesterday. Reed Garrett threw 23 pitches on Saturday, so 1 day in between. We'll see if he's available. Edwin Diaz 17 pitches on Saturday. I would assume in a close game he is available in the ninth, but you know what? He's very capable of blowing saves as well. He's a guy that is very erratic, that's for sure. And then Red Sox bullpen only used long reliever Sean Newcomb yesterday, so they should be rested and ready to roll. So, rest-wise, I do give the advantage to the Red Sox again. Part of the spot coming off Sunday Night Baseball and all that. So, offenses both have been good offenses versus righties in the last couple weeks. Boston's a top 5 in ISO power. Hopefully, we can get a nice home run, a couple extra base hits here in the first 5, and then off this bullpen. But honestly, it's a tough scheduling spot. I think plus 120 for the home team, the rested home team, the bullpen that's more rested. I'm going to take a chance here. I know it's weird and tough fading Kodai Senga, but I think in baseball, you got to take chances on some plus money. You're not going to hit all of them, but I think this is one of those spots. So let's make it 2 in a row Sunday night baseball fades and give me the Red Sox on the money line as my first best bet. This second one takes us out to the Bay Area where the Giants host the Kansas City Royals. Giants on the money line minus 125. Royals on the money line plus 105 with a total of 7 runs. I got a team total bet. Give me the Royals team total under 3.5 runs at minus 115 on FanDuel. This is a half unit play. So let's talk about this Royals matchup against Robbie Ray. He has looked really good if you have not watched him lately. He's a guy who's a bit like Snell when he's on, like he is right now, where he's going to walk some guys. It just is what it is, but he doesn't allow a lot of hits. He's a very tough one to get some hits off of. He's coming off a tough matchup versus Arizona. We know they can hit 3 earned runs and 7 hits allowed against them, but before that, he's been dealing. And even then, not a terrible matchup. But he gave up 5 total earned runs and 15 total hits in the 4 starts prior over 25 innings. He has 8+ Ks in 3 of the last 4. The swing and miss stuff is there. Some of the best swing and miss stuff on the slate today, that's for sure. And also, he dominates righties. This is what I love about this matchup. He's given up only a 189 average against with a low 308 slugging versus righties and a 270 average against with a 405 slugging versus lefties. So he can give up a few hits against lefties, but the Royals will not have many lefties. They're a very righty heavy team, and that's really going to be right in his wheelhouse, in my opinion. Royals offense versus lefties, it's been ugly. If you can see this outlier screenshot right here, this is how many runs the Royals have scored in games versus lefty starters. That's right, under 3.5 runs in 6 of 8 games, averaging just 2.38. And now they're facing one of the best lefties in the league right now. Last 3 weeks versus lefties for the Royals, 9th lowest WRC plus. That's 71. Again, 100 is average. 4th lowest walk rate. They're not very patient, so something that could help. They're a little more of a chase-heavy team against lefties. And again, if Robbie Ray sometimes can lose his command, he's going to get some chase here, I think, which could help limit the walks a little bit. They also have the 2nd worst ISO power, 8th lowest slugging. They do have the 13th best batting average. I guess they're average there, but as you can see by all the other numbers, they just don't have a lot of power versus righties. So I think Ray's going to go 6 innings here, as long as he doesn't completely lose his control. But after that, it's going to be up to the Giants bullpen. In the month of May, Giants bullpen 6th lowest ERA at 2.98, average xFIP and Sierra. So I'm not going to sit here and say they are a top 5 bullpen, but they should be pretty decent here. Their arms, Randy Rodriguez pitched the last 2 days, but only threw 20 total pitches. Ryan Walker threw yesterday, but only 15 pitches. He didn't pitch for 3 straight days before that. He should be available. Overall, I think the Giants' pen is in decent shape, and this Royals offense is struggling yet again. So give me the Royals team total under 3.5 as my second best bet. All right, we finish it off with a 1-unit play. We're going back to what we did on Sunday. It's an alternate team total parlay. I know you guys are going to leave comments. How'd you get that total? These are alternate lines. You can find them on DraftKings, on FanDuel, on pretty much every sports book. So here we go. I got the Phillies team total over 4.5 and the Diamondbacks team total over 2.5. Again, 1-unit play. I got this at minus 120 on DraftKings. So let's talk first the Phillies team total over 4.5. Again, this is a line I took down from it's on 6.5 on books right now. So they're in Coors Field against Kyle Freeland. That should be enough. Yes, you saw some numbers with Bryce Harper, a couple guys that haven't hit Freeland great. I'm not too worried. I think it's fluky. Kyle Freeland is not good this year. He has made 3 full starts at home, Mr. Freeland. Here's what he's done. Given up 5 earned runs to the Tigers, 6 earned runs to the Reds, and 5 earned runs to the Brewers. All 3 opponents had 5 runs before this horrendous bullpen even came in. The Phillies, I think, should have 5 runs before that, or at least, right around that 4-run range. Rockies bullpen, I'm not even going to go into it. They are absolutely downright horrendous. Phillies offense, one of the best versus lefties in general. 6th best WRC plus last 30 days. fifth best batting average, top 10 ISO power, slugging, etc., etc. We know they know how to score. And even with the lefties in the lineup, if you guys don't know, Kyle Schwarber is the best lefty hitter in the league. I think he's hit the most home runs off lefties as a lefty hitter. There's really no worry here. Again, it's Coors Field. There's a high total for a reason. I'd be shocked if they did not get 5 runs here. So second leg, Diamondbacks team total over 2.5. Took this all the way down from 4.5. So I'm getting 2 totals. I'm taking them down 2 full runs each, getting -120. Absolutely love it. Diamondbacks, one of the best offenses in the league. We know that. Scoring 3 should not be an issue. Now, but let's talk about it. Landon Knack, that's right, Nick Knack. Only really made 3 starts going 4+ innings. He faced the A's, the Rockies, and the Marlins. Wow, what a trio, huh? Not exactly murderer's row, but still gave up 15 hits and 7 earned runs in those 14 innings. He is struggling mightily versus righties, giving up a 324 average and a 559 slugging to righties. I expect guys like, or this lineup in general is going to have a lot of righties. A couple of these are switch hitters. Obviously, will hit right. Ketel Marte, or they may hit right. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to hit left, honestly. But Marte at least will. But Lourdes Gurriel, and Eugenio Suarez, Randall Grichuk might be in the lineup. Maybe it's Pavin Smith. We'll see. Gabriel Moreno, Perdomo. There's going to be a lot of guys that cause problems. And Marte hitting from the left side, more than likely, and also Corbin Carroll. Guys, they can hit anybody, and especially Landon Knack. It's not like Landon Knack dominates lefties. I just wanted to point out that he struggles more to righties. There's going to be plenty of righties here that can get to him. So I like the matchup there, and I think the D-backs could easily have 3 runs again before they even get to the Dodgers bullpen. A bullpen that, if you didn't notice during the Angels series, has really struggled. I mean, they've been giving up a lot of runs lately. D-backs have scored 3+ runs in 79% of games this season. 37 of 47. They've also scored 4+ runs in 79% of games against righty starters. 3+ runs, not 4+. So I love being able to take both of these down 2 runs fully. I think the Phillies got a chance to score 7+. I think the D-backs could go over their 4.5 total, but just give me the Phillies team total over 4.5, D-backs over 2.5. That is my third and final best bet for 1 unit. And before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. The 3 best bets so far. Red Sox on the money line, +120 for a half unit. Royals team total under 3.5 runs. And the Phillies team total over 4.5. D-backs team total over 2.5. That is a -120, 1 unit alternate line team total parlay. So let's get some winners. Probably going to have some more player props added in the morning. These will not be all my plays. So be sure to check the pinned comments below on X and on Discord. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I really appreciate the support. I hope you guys all have a great Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.